Doesn't matter. If he had said anything to advocate for the well-being of white people as a group, even if it had nothing to do with segregation, nothing to do with anything like that, he would still be condemned. And if you don't believe me, then just go out in public sometime and say that white people should have larger families and reproduce more. Now, you aren't calling for segregation. You aren't saying anything negative about any other race. Yet, it is guaranteed to be treated just as harshly as the comments Scott Adams made, because this is what the race hustlers on the left are trying to guard against. They want other racial groups to have a sense of community, a sense of identity and belonging within the group. They want those groups to advocate for themselves. They want those groups to be concerned with the flourishing of their groups, but they stridently oppose any similar move for whites to do that as well, because they do not want whites to see themselves as a group. At bottom, they don't want whites to have a racial identity, and they will tell you this directly if you ask them. If you ask, for example, why black pride and brown pride are okay, more than okay, they're actively good, but white pride is horrendously racist, they will inform you that whites have no real racial identity. The category is too broad and vague. Thus, they argue white pride must really be an expression of hatred towards non-whites. I mean, you can't have white pride. It doesn't make any sense, they say, because it's a group that doesn't mean anything. They will simply expect you not to notice that black and brown are categories just as broad, just as vague as white. Doesn't matter. Black and brown can and should have a sense of racial identity. White must not. I mean, that's the rule. And it's why segregation can be promoted and instated as policy, but only to give non-whites their special spaces, never to do the same for whites, because to do the same would be to acknowledge the existence of white people as a group and to give that group permission to care about its own well-being.